Welcome back. Let's continue the discussion now on the happenings in both the PDP and APC. I'm now being joined on the program by Charles Edeho, who is a political affairs analyst. Mr. Edeho, thank you very much for joining us on the program. Let me start by asking you, Peter Obi leaving the PDP, is it a bad omen for the party?
Well, there is, I think there is a bad omen, there's a good omen, if there's something like that, for some of the people within the party. For instance, people like Wike will see it as a good omen, all right? Because if you look at Wike's body language ever since, he seemed not to like the fact that Peter Obi is gaining so much traction within the party. Because he keeps telling you that even when persons like Peter Obi left Abga that shot him to prominence, that he remained in PDP, that he had been a member of PDP since 1998, when the party was founded by those DEJI360 elders that founded the party. But Peter Obi, who was thrown into limelight by Abga, that no sooner that he left government, he dumped Abga and then went to PDP, that he actually didn't do much in helping them to build PDP. So for people like Wike and his ilk, it's good omen for them. But for the particularly the teaming fans, the teaming followers of Peter Obi, they are the ones who are feeling that it's not too good for them, because he has been able to amass for himself what you might call a cult-like followership that has been going around with him, saying that a Peter Obi presidency will benefit all of them. But again, there are people within PDP who also do not like Peter Obi's brand of politics. Because you look at Nigeria, we are not yet matured to that extent where somebody will be playing the Robin Hood type of politics, which Peter Obi is bringing into the fray, where you want to take from the very rich and distribute among the poor. So we've not got to that level, because there are people who are positioning themselves within parties, whether APC, whether PDP, who want to continue to live on the system. So these are the people that Peter Obi want to shortchange, want to cut off from the system, and then bringing in a Robin Hood type of politics. Of course, it was not going to have it very, very easy for him. So that's why, as I said, there are people who are happy, there are people who are sad. So that's the potpourri of what you have in the Obis exit from that party, DEJI.
Now, I mean, there's no question at all that Mr. Peter Obi still plans to run for the presidency. We can't doubt that. And there have been rumors, reports that he might be heading. A number of political parties have been mentioned. In fact, the NNPP, I think that's the party of Kwankwaso, has put out a statement asking him to come, but offering him the vice presidential slot, perhaps making it openly to him that, look, if he were coming to their party, they were not going to give him the presidential slot, so to speak. But do you think Mr. Peter Obi can actually actualize his presidential ambition now under any platform other than the two major political parties in the country?
Okay, well, first, NPP, there's no way NPP or someone like Kwankwaso was going to relinquish that position for Peter Obi. You understand? So it's going to be very difficult. So Kwankwaso also has a cult-like followership in Kano and other adjoining states, just like Peter Obi has here, both in Southeast and among the very, very young in Nigeria. So Kwankwaso also has his eye on the pie, and he's also be raking in what they call, is also be getting traction. So I do not see any possibility, either now or in 10 years to come, for a Kwankwaso to just get, to say, okay, Peter Obi, take this chair, let me just watch you sit on it.
But do you think he can actualize his ambition outside of these two very powerful vehicles? Now I'm talking about the APC and the PDP.
Well, he can actually make some inroads, but the inroads may not be powerful enough to give him that presidency seat at all. As I said, majority of his supporters and followers are among the youth, which of course is a plus for him. But when you look at it, how many of these youth actually have PVCs? How many of these youths will want to vote for him during the election? Most of them have always found playing football in open spaces and all that. So, as I said, he might, but Peter Obi may not be able to cause any major offset at all. You understand? And also forget that even parties where he's going to for rehabilitation, in a manner of speaking, they also may not like his Robin Hood type of politics. Because whether you like it or not, whether in a court party, whether in NNPP, whether in any other party outside these two major parties, as you said, all of them are positioning to get to Abuja and do something and make something out of it for themselves. Because it's like as what they call turn by turn Nigeria Limited. So how can it be the turn of a court party, for instance, if a court party wins, Obi wins on the platform of a court party? So you now say because it's their turn to eat, Peter Obi will come so say no, it's Robin Hood type of politics. He wants to take from the rich and distribute among the poor. They are not going to have that at all. Because whether you like it or not, politics in Nigeria has become where everybody will aspire to make money, whether in the national level, whether in the state level or local government level, or even the world level. So, as I said, it's always going to have a running battle within the system that is throwing up the platform for him to run. Except what he needs to do, DEJI, is that he needs to look. There's nowhere in the whole world where you have righteous people who are speaking righteousness that win election. All you need to do, if you have this social righteousness, you have this moral righteousness, don't tell them. Have your game plan. You can ride on the back of people, say, okay, well, don't worry. When you get there, you have your game plan. But I think Obi is talking too much. Obi is speaking too much truth, and it's not good for him at all politically.
And the truth is, the way I see it, whatever party he goes to, he will be spending more than he would have spent. For instance, if he was the candidate of the PDP or any of the major political parties, because whatever party he goes to, we all know that these parties do not have money, so he'll be the center of attraction. He is definitely going to spend more. Now, don't you think, would it be out of place for him to go back to ABGA, for instance?
ABGA may not accept him because
the chairman is on record. The chairman of ABGA is on record to have said he has to come back. That until he comes back, there's no way he can achieve anything politically. I mean, he made that statement recently on a television program.
Something like restitution, kind of restitution also.
I wonder.
See, what I'm saying is that ABGA may not, because things have changed. How long ago did he leave ABGA? They moved on. Ume, his man is no more there. So a lot have changed. Then Charles Oludo coming in. Charles Oludo also want to be the leader of that party. You understand? Because ABGA just has only one state for now, and Charles Oludo appear to be holding that. The pillar for ABGA. So you want a Charles Oludo to want somebody to come off stage him? I think it's not very popular. So, and another thing that is also not going well for Peter Obi is that this is his insistence that money should not be spent. So, and those who are his followers, those who are holding up the ladder in any of the platform will not want to hear that. So you said just now that wherever he's going to go to, he's going to obviously spend more money. But Obi is not going to spend any money because he said he has no money to spend.
Well, so if he's not going to spend more money, if he's not going to spend, then he should just forget it. I mean, look, let's tell ourselves the truth. Politics involves money. So we're not talking about spending money anyhow. But the truth is, if he's not going to spend money, then he should just forget it.
Well, Obi, that you know, because as a journalist myself, I've covered elections in this country since I became an adult. Obi will not drop. Yeah, I'm not saying he may not spend, but Obi will tell you, let's do it the way I want it. And the way Obi wants to do it is not the way things run politically in this country. As I said earlier, that's why I made allusion to the fact that none of these platforms that he's going to go to or that are offering him their ticket will want him to export or import, whichever, in the manner of speaking, Robin Hood type of politics into their platform. It's going to unsettle them. It's going to be unsettling. And most of them who are already positioned that they want to start making money and then make relevance, Obi will not give them that. And that's why exactly I said he might shoot himself in the foot if he keeps saying that he's not going to spend any money. Remember, there was an interview he granted recently, I think last week, where he was talking about why are government officials spending dollars in the country that spend naira? That once if he becomes a president, that any government official who spends the dollar will go to jail. So when you put all this together, you think that people will embrace him into any of their platforms. It's going to be very difficult for. So I think it's an uphill task for an Obi presidency to be actualized in this country, DEJI.
And the truth is that it's not good for him to be jumping from one political party to the other, because if he continues in this manner, he would lose his prestige. The aura about him will be gone. So it's not so good. But let's turn our attention now to the APC. That court judgment from Bayelsa State, the Federal High Court judgment, clearing the way, so to speak, for former President Goodluck Jonathan. We still do not know if we're going to see him on the ballot in the primaries of the APC now. But you look at that court judgment, you look at the way it's gone, there's no question at all that the former president, you know, would have been interested in that case. Some people have argued that, look, whoever took that case to court would have done so at his instance. We do not know. But do you think the former president will run on the platform of the APC? Do you think we're likely to see his name on the ballot when the APC holds its primary?
Nothing is impossible, DEJI, in politics, because when you look at the stakes are high, then the takes are also very juicy. So if somebody to say Jonathan may not run, person may not understand the politics. But personally, I would not want Jonathan to go soil his name, because I mean, when you look at it now, his image is actually looming large. His image is enjoying a global relevance and all that. So I think for him to want to, it's like demotion, if you like. It's like demotion. That's the way I look at it. So, for instance, in 2014, 2015, I was among those who were on radio every morning and TV every evening, you know, saying something about why he should not continue with government. We all rally around support. We all rally support around the APC, and then they came in. So, Jonathan, for instance, the party that told him he was clueless, the party that told him that he had nothing to offer Nigeria, the party that chased him away in the manner of speaking, you think they will just love him now to say, come take this ticket? So I think there are a lot of people that do not mean well for Jonathan. There are people who are saying, there's also this conspiracy theory that people are saying, well, the Northern Cabal, they want to use Jonathan to, there's something they are saying, they want to use Jonathan to shortchange the South. Because like, you know, the pendulum swings south, it swings north. After 8 years in Southern presidency, he swings northern way. But a Jonathan that has spent his first tenure, but that 4 years, then he is coming again, and he's not going to spend another 4 years after that. In case he wins, it means that he's going to shortchange the South. Once he wins that, for instance, it may be Providence hands him over the victory, he's only eligible to spend 4 years. After that, the pendulum swings northwest. So most Southern people are saying, no, this is going to shortchange it's going to balance the equation. The equation says you spend 8 years up north, the pendulum swings southwest. So how can a Southern person now going to go over there to go grab this power when you know that you are eligible for just one term? So these are the things that are not going well for you. But for you to, for the question is say whether if it's possible, I think it's possible. But how about people within APC who have built that party, people like Ashiwaju, people, would they want to give a Jonathan that ticket? That's a rhetorical question I have no answer to, DEJI.
And of course, I know that no matter how you look at it, should he come in, then that could cause some kind of crisis in the APC, no doubt at all. Exactly,
because if he does that, for instance, I mean, they are so watching, because whether they like it or not, APC is very fragile. I mean, if anybody tells you APC is united, that person is like, maybe person is not a I'm a political watcher. I've been coming, as I said, coming for a long time. APC, as we speak, is very fragile. All they need is just a strike of the match. And that strike of the match will cause a conflagration that they may not be able to handle. So if they're not careful, bringing a Jonathan will bring a kind of bad blood within the party. And don't also forget that there are parties that are waiting in the wings. You have the SDP, which of course is gaining traction every day in the Southwest. You have NNPP, that's also gaining traction in the North. You also have Labour Party that's also coming to the fray. And then Accord Party is not also resting in East Oa. So there are there are so many things for APC to lose if they don't tread softly by handing, whether by consensus, whether by Magomago, whether by Guruguru in the local parliament, and they hand it over to Jonathan. It might cause an untold conflagration that none of them will be able to extinguish in days to come. And I don't think APC want to do that, because it's a party that had promised so much. They came with change. They came again for the next level. Only for them at the twilight of the president is going there. The party is going to there's going to be conflagration that would tear the heart of Badi apart. Then you see centrifugal forces tearing the party from the middle, and everybody to your tent to Israel. I don't think some very powerful forces within the party will allow that.
Allow that to happen. I do agree with you, Charles Ideho. Thank you very much for joining us on the program, and thank you for your insights.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Yeah.
Well, that's how much we can take on the program this week. We thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.